Hello, Eldritch. And
Hello.
Eldritch alone. Welcome to your episode. No other players allowed. If you show up, other players, I will destroy your characters. I will not hesitate. Do not show up. Do not watch.
Not kidding.
I'm serious right now. Alright. I'm not sure how long this mini section will be between the two of us, but I suppose we'll get to the end when we get there.
Yeah.
Be it 1 hour or 10, you're in for the long haul.
How many problems will occur?
At least one.
That's for you to know and me to find out.
You've already caused the first problem. You were the fire starter.
Who can say who's at fault, really? Let's not be so quick to, toss around blame.
True. Like, in dire situations, you never know what people are gonna do. If you're ready, let's just go check out what Adelaide is up to, shall we?
Yeah, sounds good.
Last session, we ended off with the gang all heading to the boat, assuming you would be there, and once they kind of realized the boat was inactive, didn't stop, and they kept going to the boat. But they're on the boat. Let's pan across the city to where you are, where you and Graham...
Where the cool people are hanging out.
Yeah, only cool guys at this location. You proverbially snapped their ankles as you went the other direction than they went, while being invisible and being epic wizards. Rather heading to the boat, you and Graham headed off to the abandoned little workshop that was at the garden area where you fought the Grand Beast Godfrey. If I could find where that map is. The ground still stained with the blood of whatever transpired here last time. You both headed into the little workshop area, which is down the bottom of the screen, if you're wondering where that is. And after scouting it out a little, and making sure it's safe, you both sit down in utter quietness. There's just... all you can really hear at this point, if you pay attention, is probably just the sound of water and maybe each other breathing, because it's just a kind of awkward situation you've both put yourself in now. The rain hitting the tiled roof above you, maybe. But there isn't much else happening other than you two kind of getting settled down in this room, ready to wait out the night. As I turn down my music a little.
So I turned down my music a little.
Yeah. Eventually, the silence is broken as Graham gets up, and he seems to rummage around in his little bag that he always seems to have, but I've never mentioned. He walks kind of near the front door to the desk, and he gets out some sort of candle. It's rather large. It looks like it would last ages, and looks like it's already been used a little. But he kind of places it on the table and lights it up. And after a moment of it being lit, it smells awful. Like, this is like some of the worst incense you've ever smelt. This is not good. And it doesn't help the feng shui of the room anymore, other than just adding a terrible smell.
I guess I'll whisper shout, "What are you doing? Everyone's gonna know we're here."
He'll turn around and kind of move towards the desk that you're at. Let's zoom in on the downstairs area. I'm not sure if you know this, Adelaide, but once you're in the city, everything kind of knows where you are anyway. You've ever tried to rest here before? Kind of leans on the counter a little. Those fiends will smell you out in an instant.
Well, it just seems like they're gonna find us faster now, thanks to your candles.
That candle was made by... He kind of takes it back a little as if he's not sure if you know what he's about to reference, but there's scholars down somewhere in the pits on the outskirts of town.
There's Opalai people?
Okay, so you do
the one
know
in the
them.
cave?
Yes, the ones in the cave. They make those candles to ward off the fiends while they stay in wherever they want to stay.
Well, they're all locked up. I mean, how did you get your hands on one?
Well, Beth was one, and there's been a few around town. Some more willing to share their secrets than others. Don't worry, we'll be more safe with it on than off, and I can assure you of that.
Alright.
Well, should we try to contact him now or in the morning, do you think?
I think probably in the morning.
He nods, kind of standing up. Feel free to take the room upstairs. I'll sit around and make sure not fiends don't come in and try to kill us.
Alright. Thank you for doing this with me, Graham.
I'm just glad not everyone there will think I'm insane.
Well, sweet dreams then.
He nods. He kind of gives a half-hearted bow. But you head up to a rather dusty room. Doesn't look like it would be the most comfortable, but you've slept in this place before. It's never been nice.
Mm-hmm. I can prestidigitate some of the dust away.
Yeah, you kind of just explode it to the corners of the room. And, yeah, you're left upstairs. A nice big window behind the bed as you can just see out over the water. And wait out the night. As people outside get in vehicles.
Could I rummage through the things that are here real quick?
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's
take an inventory.
Much that is useful. There's like old books about like herbalism and just clothes from the person who used to be here. There's a desk for writing, but that doesn't look like it's been used. Nothing of use, but, you know, just spare clothes if you wanted other clothes, or a few alchemical ingredients if you wanted to press anything out of them.
Are there any, is there a journal or any books or anything?
Nothing that looks like a journal. But you do know you were here when you had to get rid of the recent owner of this place who looked like he was killed in here. I'm not sure what you guys did with him. Maybe you threw him over into the water, I don't know. That's what you did with the rest of them.
I don't remember either.
Yeah. But you had found his money and you had found his, herbalism supplies that you took to Beth.
Yeah. Yeah, sick. If I do find any, book at all, I'm just gonna, hold it to my chest and then go to sleep.
Yeah, there are definitely just normal books about just plants and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One sufficient size that is akin to the one you used to have.
Mm-hmm.
As you think back to the group and how They're probably chilling in the bastion right now and safe and getting ready to do whatever they're doing when they're really
they would never be stupid enough
to
run into the city at night when we've been warned not to.
No,
good thing they're safe and sound.
They would never. They would absolutely never. That would be ridiculous. But you are able to get a long rest off pretty easily without any real interruption.
Mm-hmm.
There might be a little bit of thunder at night, but nothing comes a knocking. And you are soon greeted with a sunrise blocked by 1,000 clouds in the distance.
Guess I'll tidy myself up and then go back downstairs to Graham.
You can tell, getting down there, it doesn't look like Graham had moved at all. Whether he slept in the chair or he didn't sleep at all, he is, like, aware and awake when you get down there, kind of just, like, staring out the windows of the place.
Well, nothing attacked me in my sleep, so I think he did a bang-up job.
I make a good watchdog when I need to be.
I probably have, like, rations or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have to depend 100% on Silas's really good cooking.
Yeah. You might have some of it already packed up from last time you ate.
I raided the refrigerator before I left.
You took the bag of Doritos, no. The family-sized bag of Doritos. Graham will get up as you make your way down and start eating something, but he puts out the candle and packs it back up in his bag and makes his way back over to the table. And you can kind of tell while he's like kind of leaning there that he like really has to force out the question he asks, but he kind of half turns to you. Why did you leave? Why'd you leave Lex? I suppose it shouldn't surprise me that that matters to you, but are you going to be capable?
Well, I should be. I'll have the spells I memorized before.
Okay.
It would be nice to have some sort of focus. That's the only worry.
If you need one, I think I have one somewhere.
That would be nice. Yeah.
Do
you want some rations, Graham? We can trade.
He looks at it, and at that point you think like maybe this is the first time he considers that he might actually be hungry. And he gives a half-hearted nod as he kind of looks down, and you see him like kind of pry off the ring that you saw earlier on his hand, the one, the baronet ring.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of gestures it over to you. His ring is much in the same way as your ring that you have. Where is it? It's your items.
In the sense that it's
yeah, it's a
ring.
ring.
I didn't know that they act as foci. Oh, then I'm good. I thought it was just like a +1.
No, it is a whole focus in itself.
Oh, then I'm totally set. I forgot that that's what the Grand Duke's royal ring was.
I forgot. He still offers it to you, nonetheless.
I think she'll just like she'll put 2 and 2 together and then just kind of exclaim and then like flip off Graham. No, just point to the ring that she has. I tricked you, Graham.
Get wrecked, pranked, idiot. He'll kind of like look down only just now, noticing that you have one of these rings.
It didn't even occur to me.
He'll look at his one in a bit of disdain. It's a bit ironic that we have these, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're finishing something that was started a long time ago.
He kind of grimaces a little. The thought of finishing any of that person's work doesn't sit too well. But...
Well, what else would you call it?
I don't know.
We're using all the work he did, all his research, for our own ends.
Well, it would be a shame to not use something so disgusting for something good, at least.
That's true.
He'll slowly jam the ring back on his finger. Should we see if Quinn's about then?
Yes, what would be the best way to get into contact with him? I mean, we could send a familiar. I can send Penny. My only concern is that he might think we're trying to trick him.
Mama wanted to talk about stones. As you do.
Like you do.
What did you say to Gray?
Just what would be the best way to get into contact with Quinn? I could send Penny. I'm concerned he might think we're trying to trick him. I don't know. Set a trap.
Well, by familiar has always been his way, I suppose.
That is true.
I'm sure upon getting the message, he'll at least scope us out and make sure we are alone before bothering with us.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you send Penny with a letter, but it could also be intercepted.
Yeah. Well, I'll write the letter, I'll send Penny, and then I'll observe through her eyes in case she gets, I don't know, eaten.
He nods, kind of wary a little. Do we want to meet him here, or do we want to keep this place to ourselves in case something goes wrong?
We should probably meet him in a location he decides. Because if he thinks he has the upper hand, well then he'll know that we're really trying to get in contact with him.
I suppose that's fair. We have to expose ourselves a little.
Mm-hmm.
If something goes wrong, though, split. Get out of there.
All right.
Don't wait on me. Just get out of there.
Understood. My magic quill, which I always forget I have, and I'll write a little letter.
Little dude.
Yeah.
The little man. You write a little letter?
Yeah. My liege. Blah, 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 blah.
My man. My dog. You send him out. And after a while of waiting, and kind of watching, you do eventually meet up with what you assume is Quinn's hawk. And they kind of very weirdly, in their avian forms, take out the letter, and the hawk reads the letter, flies away, and then comes back with its own letter that they both read as well. as you both walk out. This weird messaging system. But they do
can't all
give you...
have sending.
that is true. Oh, what a dream.
Can wizards learn sending? I don't know.
Probably. It seems like their kind of thing.
I'm gonna figure it out.
I
wouldn't be able to use it anyway, since I'd have to look in a spell book. Yeah, wizards can learn it. But I don't have it. So familiar letters it is.
He, upon reading the letter, cat, leave me alone. Stop fighting me. Mentions that you should meet him in the West Ward, where you fought the huge creature for the first time. It's just outside this place. Kind of down south of the Cyan Magician's hideout place.
Then I guess Graham and I will get ready.
Yeah, as you're kind of in this thing and kind of coming to the end of reading it, you both start to kind of smell this like kind of brimstony smell. And Graham seems to recognize it as he kind of makes his way to the corner as this like arcane fissure kind of appears in the center of the room. And as it kind of bursts open, you see that your good friend, where are they?
Where are you?
Where are you? Melody comes kind of stepping out through this arcane rift that he seems to have created. That they have created.
Adelaide will just almost fall over in surprise.
Yeah, he does that. They figured it out and they've been doing it everywhere.
I can teleport?
They can do a lot. Melody kind of just gestures around themselves. I'm right here. What? Why are you talking about me as if I am not? Hello?
Hello, Melody. I'm sorry, I thought you were going to kill us. Pardon my surprise.
Why would I... What made you think that? It's awful.
Did you hear what happened in town?
They shake their head slowly, kind of concerned.
Graham and I have gone off on our own for a bit. And you know, with all the frightening monsters around, we thought that you were something really scary.
They look a little concerned as they make their way over to the triangle. Well, is everyone okay?
Everyone here?
Everyone.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Aren't they back at the Babacon?
They'll kind of tug at their collar a little, and you kind of get the sense that they're doing some kind of magic now that they've been told not to do. And they kind of they do like a big AoE check how my homies are kind of thing that they have always seemed to be able to do. They're on a boat. Are they leaving?
I don't know why they would. Is there anyone else around them?
Well, everyone else is back at the Babacon, but the ones you usually hang out with are all on the boat. With the pirates.
Oh, with the pirates.
There are other boats?
There might be. I don't know.
That's fair. I thought everyone would be... Well, honestly, I thought Graham would be alone. Graham kind of looks a little bit hurt by that. Not always alone, Melody. Look, why are you here? And that seems to jog Melody's memory of why they came here in the first place. And they are kind of gesture, kind of pointing their thumb back towards the door. The people you told me to watch, they're moving. Graham kind of looks over at you, Adelaide. Oh.
Her eyebrows are very knitted, very concerned. Has it been 3 days since we last encountered them?
Melody kind of looks down, so it's like counting on their fingers as if they're not sure. Graham kind of scratches at his chin. I guess technically, maybe. Just about, but why would we take their word for when they're gonna attack?
That's fair.
Well.
I mean, if there's no one to defend the Babacan...
Do you want to go back?
The other day, Melody, you brought Graham into the woods, into the city, and you just appeared here. How many people could you move?
They shrug and kind of look like they've done something bad, like a dog that's done something. You can tell that they've like been told off. I've been told not to use my magic on other people.
Well, if you went over to the pirate ship and you said that, oh, the Babacan's in danger, and then you asked, hey, can I bring all of you there? Then they can choose. I don't know what they're doing on a pirate ship, though, so you might as well ask them.
Yeah, I'll go to them and tell them what's happening. Well, this is weird.
This is weird.
Why, did you guys fight? Why are you so far apart?
I told you that Graham and I went off on our own.
Then they also went off on their own?
We left before they could tell us. I mean, I don't know why they're not in the Babacan. I'm just as confused as you are. She's trying to present very, like, kind of cordial, like, oh, nothing's wrong.
You can tell they kind of suspect something, but don't necessarily want to call it out too much. But Graham will walk over and kind of pat them on the shoulder. Let me get the name out of there. Melody, just go to them and tell them. They'll sort it out. They always seem to. Just don't tell them where we are. We're doing something for them. And Melody looks even more confused at that. But then Graham kind of turns him around and kind of positions them in the middle of the room again. Just do your best as well to protect the people at the Babacan. They might rely on you a little. He gives him like a double pat on each shoulder as he takes a step back. And now they're looking very unsure and unhappy about this situation. It creates another little rift and zoots away into the ether.
We have to get out of here.
Yes, we should probably make sure whatever we're doing is done fast.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to help in any way.
I think that they can handle it. Look, I just don't want Melody to tell them where we are. And if Melody does tell them, Melody could just bring them here. So we should just leave.
I think if Melody wanted, they could put us all in the same room in the flick of a wrist.
That's fair. I don't even know what's going on with them.
Neither do I. Honestly, I worry. We probably shouldn't mention Melody to Quinn.
You're right, we shouldn't.
Let that child figure out things on his own.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds awful. That... Ugh.
Let's go to a new scene.
Let's go. Let's get out of this place.
Yeah.
You need to wander out. You got you zooted. Where did you go? Oh, you're all the way over there. Need your tokens. You do wander out into the little flower field that has been beaten up by battle a little, and head east to get to the west ward. That's fun.
Should we, invisibility? Or will we be making a good first impression if we just appear as ourselves?
We probably want to be a little bit, well, transparent, but not in the magic way, to
yes.
about our intentions, and any kind of skullduggery, I think, will be met with hostility.
Mm-hmm.
We should just trust that they want the same as us.
Yeah. Well, no time like the present.
Yeah, you head east. The bottom left.
Okay, got it.
And you are both definitely aware of each other once you kind of turn this corner. You can see Quinn waiting with one of the cyan cultists in the spot that they said they would be waiting for you.
Almost out of habit, Adelaide just like straightens out her coat and fixes her hat.
Do you do anything to prepare or talk about before you walk up to them, or do you both just make your way over?
I guess I'll gauge how nervous does Graham look.
It's not necessarily nervous. It seems he seems very torn with themselves. His whole demeanor since he kind of decided to do this has changed. Like, he doesn't seem to make as many jokes. His expression has definitely just kind of turned to one kind of done with this world expression. You feel like he might be attempting to disconnect a little, much like you think Quinn has from this place, in the attempt to achieve the same, just being able to live with themselves with deciding to do this thing. So there's no real hesitation to what Graham's doing. He's more just on autopilot mode whenever someone's not talking to him.
Gotcha. Well, in that case, Adelaide will also just quickly turn to face him and then straighten out his coat. Maybe, like, sweep his hair away.
He looks very confused when you start to manhandle him, but looks at what you've done. He kind of nods, straightening himself up a little as well.
First impressions are important, right?
Well, first impressions was Silas punching him.
Second impressions are important then. And then we'll walk forward.
You wander over. Quinn and the cultist person seem to be talking about something, but stop when you get close as they kind of gesture you over.
Yeah. I will do my best to not look scared.
There doesn't seem to be any outward hostility to their kind of stances. Neither of them have any weapons or spells drawn, but you saw Quinn kind of cast spells without even moving, so you're not really sure the extent of what they can do. But Quinn turns to greet you and gives you a rather polite kind of bow.
I'll return the bow.
Graham just nods a
She
little.
kind of like elbows him until he does it as well.
He'll make an attempt to go at least 1 degree down.
Thank you for meeting us here on such short notice.
They kind of gesture as if it's not really a problem. All I'm doing these days is waiting, so as long as you're not here to assault me or whatever it is you lot plan to do down there.
Well, we're no longer a part of that lot down there.
They kind of cock their head a little curiously. Whatever happened?
I did some thinking. Look, Quinn, the situation that everyone here is in, it's hopeless. I mean, I just don't see how we can all get through this. But I want to. I don't want to be in this place that you're going to leave in your wake. So I'm here to ask a favor.
They kind of straighten themselves up a little and do their best to kind of like size themselves up a little in their like 20-year-old form. What is it you would want?
The both of us, me and Graham, we want to join you when you go back in time. I know this sounds absurd, but our plans wouldn't at all conflict with what you plan on doing. Reliving your reign, disposing of Oswald Baronet. It's in line with what we want.
Yeah, they kind of nod and kind of look down, bringing their hand up to their glasses, readjusting them. You do realize adjusting a spell of the magnitude I plan to execute would be much more costly for 3 people.
Well, we're all wizards, we can figure something out.
They kind of smile a little.
I mean, we're here from the finest pedigree.
They kind of look at you in some kind of acknowledgement. Till then, if you really want to help me, there is a task I'll have you do. And if you do it, I will try and see if the adjustments are capable. But if you tell me what it is you would like me to change, I'll be sure to ingrain it in my memory.
Quinn, what I want is to leave. Not be here.
I could understand that. But with how far this plan is along, you would understand if adjustments might not happen in time, despite
I would understand.
my best efforts.
I do understand. The act of showing up here is a calculated risk. I came here understanding that I might not get what I want, but I believe that my chances with you are infinitely better than with them. She'll look towards the Babacan. They don't expect me back.
I would disagree with you. But in the best case scenario, you will be back. You just might not remember everything.
We'll all be alive.
That is my hope for the entire kingdom. I understand I have failed a lot of you. I'm trying to
But we
amend
keep
that.
moving forward. Could you tell us more about this task you'd like us to perform?
They nod, kind of gesturing over to the cyan cultist. There is a prisoner still in the prison that hasn't really given up yet. I believe that they are potentially one of the more dangerous figures against my plan. Were your friends able to get them out and have them on their side? I believe it would bring their goal closer and mine further away. I would have you go in there, bring me his essence and his weapon.
Very well. Might I know more about who this prisoner is?
He's a
And
warrior.
is he so dangerous that your friends, and she'll turn to the cultist, can't dispose of him?
The disposal isn't the hard part, I suppose. It's the fact he keeps getting up, which is the hard part. It's hard to put determined people down in this area, as I'm sure you are well aware. And it seems, after being in prison even before my time, their willpower is commendable.
Well, we'll see about that.
Meet me back here when you are done.
Very well. Are they going to show us the way?
He nods.
Again, pointing to the cultists.
And the cultist kind of holds up a ring of keys.
Then I guess Adelaide will look to Graham.
And we'll kind of shoot you a nod.
Well, pleasure to properly make your acquaintance, my lord.
He'll be taken aback a little. It's probably the first time he's heard that in a while. But he'll kind of gesture you along. As if gesturing you out a door, kind of up towards the other cultists.
Yeah.
You wander up to the kind of wall that they've created up here. You feel if your friends had followed you this way, they would probably be met with a lot of cultists trying to stop them.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing that you had just talked to Quinn and one of the clerics of their little group are with you, they all kind of move and make way for you all to pass. And the cleric kind of heads up to this gate, opens it up and kind of swings it aside. It is very rusty and loud. And he gestures you on through.
This is so exciting.
This
is terrifying but exciting.
Across a bridge. It's a very similar bridge to the bridge that leads into the town, but this leads to kind of a small outcrop island just off what you know to be of like the outer prisoner area. It's their own little Alcatraz that they've set up. Let me... you head across. You can see that there are a few more cultists kind of hanging out this side of the bridge as well. You head into like the inner courtyard area of the little prison area and start to make your way down into the deeper area of the jail. As I bring you over here. As I grab your tokens.
Okay, there we are.
Yeah. You wander down quite a few rounds of stairs down here, but it is utterly silent. Do you think any prisoners that were here probably died long ago after everything kind of happened? And it just gets dustier and more abandoned the further you get down. Like, not even cultists travel down here, as it's not important to them. As you get down to this floor, the cleric kind of waves his hand and all the lights, all the torches in the sconces kind of flare up, so you don't need to rely on dark vision here and go wild with it. You can see there are many kind of ironclad doors on each side of the wall. And you can hear kind of faintly in like perhaps the deepest part of this little area the sounds of something. It sounds like something kind of walking around, but it's like very heavy footed.
Well, I'll take light footsteps forward.
As you're making your way to the corner, I suppose.
Yeah.
Graham will kind of shoot you a look. How do you propose we deal with this? We're just gonna throw magic in the room until they stop moving?
It might take something more than that. We need to get them to, I guess, give up willpower.
Quinn just said we need his essence. I'm sure after Quinn has that, they can take care of it. Perhaps they know Cavalli.
Well then, I guess magic will solve our problems once again.
Are you ready for a fight? Should one break out?
Well, we can't much turn back, can we?
I suppose not. The cultist kind of makes his way to this archway in the area, and he kind of lights up a little lantern that he had by his side. These like large pillars kind of arcing up to the roof. He gestures towards the archway and kind of holds out the lantern. The gear should be in there.
Thank you.
Yeah. As much distance as you can, you take the lantern.
Yeah.
We'll just leave the lantern. Graham will take the lantern, he needs it.
Yeah.
And you wander into what looks like hasn't been touched or seen in many years, like storage room, like room for prisoners' stuff. I forget the name of it there. Their gear when they were in prison, you know?
Gotcha.
And upon entering in there, roll me an investigation to see if you can find this warrior's weaponry and armor. Let me get Graham up as well, even though you got a mad 19. God damn.
In one of the in another game I'm in, I have a character with a negative wisdom and intelligence, which was a terrible decision on my part. So
yeah,
my investigation and perception rolls are always terrible. It's nice to roll high once.
A 6. Good on you, Graham. He's perturbed.
He's fretting about the lantern.
Yeah, he hasn't had to use one in ages. But you go through this kind of hallway of items, and you eventually find a rather ornate-looking kind of set of armor and area in there that looks like it belongs to what would be a warrior. There are like other stuff that are just like daggers and weapons, but this looks like it was taken off of like someone almost comet-sized. And a weapon that kind of fits. It's like a huge spear that looks like it could do some incredible damage to anyone hit with it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Graham kind of lights it up with a lantern and kind of stares at it, just, well.
We were supposed to bring that back, right?
Just the weapon, if I remember correctly.
Just the weapon and the essence. Well, maybe we can send the weapon on ahead.
Why the weapon, though?
I don't know. Maybe there's something about it. I'll take a closer look and see if it's made out of, I don't know, rock of you die if you touch it. I don't know.
Okay, you think that is Graham, like, puts the lantern down and he just walks up and, like, picks it up? But yeah, roll me a, I suppose, a intelligence check to see if you know, what this might be. 17? Yeah, you think it's very ornate. It looks very foreign in make, like they don't make these anywhere around here. Not on this continent, not on this, like, side of the world, even. Like, whoever this is traveled a long way with this weapon.
Does it look anything like, I guess the armor that the one Furbolg in the observatory had?
No. This is much more, like... It doesn't look like it would cover everything, and almost looks like ceremonial in a way. It looks like...
Oh,
it doesn't look like it would offer crazy protection, but it's, like, very... It looks like there's a reason why someone would wear this. But upon kind of interacting with it, roll me an Arcana. And I will make Graham do so as well. Yeah, as soon as it's like near you, you both get that kind of like static, this is a magical item feel.
Yeah.
Like, there's something about this. And he attempts to, like, move it around, but it looks like it requires a lot of strength to wield it in any capacity.
Yeah, and we're missing a lot of that.
I don't suppose you have Identify with you, do you?
I do, and I can ritual cast it.
Oh. We got time, I suppose.
Sure. I'll sit down and I'll,
Prisoners
I don't
not
know,
going
draw
anywhere.
the runes in chalk, and we'll figure out what this bad boy is.
After like a minute or two, you like see the cleric kind of poke their head and just like, what is taking so long? Graham just kind of waves him off. Quinn's orders, mind your business.
Yeah, we're more important than you.
We're the protagonists. Get out of here. Goodbye, extra. But yeah, after 10 minutes and the spell finally goes off, you can tell that this is specifically a dragon slaying spear. Like this does serious damage to draconic creatures.
Oh no! I wonder why Quinn wants that. Now I don't really know what to do.
Yeah, this is a
do we
very
just kind of turn around?
powerful. Like, do you know that if you were to come across a dragon, having one of your buddies using this would help immensely.
Yeah.
You're not sure what Quinn wants with it, but you would know if Quinn has it, you don't. Much in the same way of the essence of this guy.
Yeah.
Considering this is a dragon-slaying weapon, you assume he is a dragon slayer himself. I'm something of a slayer myself. So it is curious why he would want a weapon and the person who can wield it to be dead. You're not sure how Quinn would do with a weapon of this size. You're not sure if he could wield it in any capacity, but, you know, he turned Silas into a dummy, so who knows what he could do.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can get this on our way out.
Graham nods. I don't think we should have it near that man when we talk to them.
Mm-hmm. First impressions. First
impressions is we are here to kill him. That's like, we are having terrible first impressions with people.
Mm-hmm.
Story of my life, in fact. But he offers to help you up from the ground in your chalky mess.
I guess she'll, like, crack her knuckles, shake out her hands a bit. Okay, we're gonna do this.
Grim wanders out. He kind of drags the spear to kind of lean it up against this post, just so it's at least in this area.
Just so we don't forget about it.
And even the cleric kind of like looks at it in a bit of disbelief. Let me reveal more of this place. And the sounds of something or someone kind of walking around kind of echoes down south. You feel like you are rather close to the cell at which this dragon slayer is sitting in, or moving about in. And
I guess Adelaide she's just mulling over the thoughts like, well, if it's this easy to just get the weapon, why didn't Quinn do it already? Why does he need both? This giant spear and a person's essence. But yeah, she'll just follow the cultist.
As the cultist gets to this corner, they seem to stop moving and just point at the door, like this door to the south, like in the middle. Oh, come on, camera. They point over to this one. They are in there.
Any words of wisdom before we go in?
Good luck.
Thank you.
I'll be here if you need me. They kind of lean up against the post. Look, there might have been a reason why they sent you with a cleric.
Yeah. It'll be fine. That's fine.
Yeah, you wander up either side of this door. It's got like the kind of like front kind of like asylum kind of sliding bit in the middle of the door, as well as like a rather like firmly bolted shut, like where food would be slid under the door. But you feel like they probably didn't want this person to have any sort of grip on this door. Because if they can wield that weapon, he could probably just pull the door off its hinges. Like this door especially looks a little bit more reinforced than the other ones. And as you get kind of to this pillar, the thudding of like someone walking stops. As if they kind of can tell someone is around.
We'll reach for the way to open the door.
Yeah, the cleric dude would have handed you like the key for the door.
I'll just whisper like the spell of bark skin, just in case it decides to hit me. I wouldn't want that. Just in case, you know.
As you kind of like raise your hand with the key, you hear kind of from beyond the door, "Who's there?"
Newcomers.
Why are you here?
To chat.
Roll deception.
Okay. I'm really good at charisma-based stuff. Oh, what do you? Oh, okay. Apparently, I am.
Ooh, okay. Damn. Okay.
I didn't expect that. First impressions.
Yeah.
That's Adelaide's, I guess, little mantra when she's stressed out. She just like subconsciously will just fix her jacket, make sure her jabot is like properly fluffy.
Yeah, you hear there's like a silence as if they're like they want to trust you, but they've been down here a long time and like no one's been here to chat. You both smell and sound different to the others.
Well, like I said, we're newcomers. What's your name, good sir?
She opens. My name is Hakan of the Brimstone Valley.
Well, how about I open this door so we can be properly acquainted?
As you wish.
open the door. I assume it's like a comically large key.
Yeah, it's a rather large key, especially in your hands. But you turn it, and you hear the kind of many mechanisms of this door kind of retract, and Graham kind of puts his hand on your shoulder after you do that, and kind of pulls you back a little, gesturing for himself to open the door, just in case a crazy warrior man comes bursting out of it.
Yeah, he goes in swinging.
And he
Actually, Graham, I have the higher armor class.
He probably does. And you know, Graham is wearing mismatched bits of armor. He might have some AC. But
he's a wizard. What can he have?
You don't know what feats he took. He kind of pulls down on the lever with both hands and very kind of strugglingly pulls the door back. And you see as very little light bleeds into this room. You definitely get like the smell of a room that hasn't been opened in ages. The smell of like iron and like blood kind of flows out. And kind of standing in the doorway, almost taking up the entire doorway, reveal this man in his prison. Let's not reveal. Hang on. Graham forgot arm day. Yeah. Never forget arm day, my friends. Why is it not revealed? Yeah, you open up into a large prison cell with a large man that you think maybe is like just stark pale, but their skin seems stone colored. And you can see from like around where like their restraints were, it looks like he's been wearing this iron for ages, and it's like rusted against his skin. He's got this like red hair that looks matted and like dreadlocked, and a beard that seems to be turning grey or turning to stone almost down near the bottom fringe of it. And as you open the door, they make no attempt to like force it open any more than Graham can pull it open.
Graham is just wiping the sweat off his brow.
I'm checked out, you got the rest.
Alright, thank you, Graham. I'll walk forward. I will look this man in the eyes, and I will hold out my hand to shake his.
They will look down at you, and they will like kind of bring up their hand, much in the same way as like your hands versus Comet's hands. He's got like huge hands, and he does as like as gentle as a person can. He kind of raises his hand. He makes no attempt to like grab at your hand, and like just knows to let others shake his hand, lest he crushes bones accidentally. You can tell like around his wrists where like irons were, like the skin is very irritated. He's got like the same around his ankles. It looks like he was chained somewhere, but he's like broken out of those chains but can't get these irons off. But like even like the palm of this person's hand is like calloused and cold and like stones.
It's nice to meet you. My name is Adelaide.
It is strange to meet you, Adelaide.
Have you not met someone in quite a while? I mean, that door looked rusted.
When you wait in a prison for this long, you do not expect someone to just show up and let you out. He kind of like looks beyond the door behind you, as if he really wants to step out of this cell.
Well, since we're new, why did they put you in here in the first place? I mean, we looked at the lost and found on the way here.
Warriors of the Brimstone Valley hunt dragons. There were dragons to be hunted.
And you were jailed for that?
One does not assume dragons belong to people. When you attack someone's pet, they imprison you.
Oh, I understand. Who owned the dragon that you hunted?
He kind of looks down as if he doesn't really know. But do you think for someone to be put this far down in a dungeon?
Someone important, I wager.
Someone very important. And someone who can house dragons without too much of an issue.
This is fine.
And probably someone who wants someone who kills dragons out of the picture.
Well, how are you feeling right now? I can't imagine good.
I have starved for days. I've smelt dust and cobwebs and spiders for years. If it is not too much to ask, I would like fresh air.
Well, we're not done talking yet.
He kind of nods very slowly. I think someone who has waited this long for freedom isn't really going to argue.
Don't mind me, I'm just looking at my spells. This is fine, this is fine. I'm so scared of this man, oh no!
Yeah, like, looking at him more and more, you can tell, like, either just by sitting in a cell for long enough, it looks like some of their body is, like, stone. You feel like they might be some kind of genasi, or some stone creature, like, upon feeling them and getting a sense of what they're about, you think this is a stone man.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how to be dramatic and end my friendly facade. Oh no. Well, I've got my information. I should say that we were sent here by someone important.
He kind of takes a deep breath.
Someone who thinks you're a bit of a nuisance.
I fail to see how someone stuck in a room is a nuisance.
Well, I can get you out of that room.
You have already.
I haven't yet.
I suppose that is true.
Oh, I should just cast the spell already. Oh no. I should just start the combat encounter that you have created.
Yeah.
Oh.
Looking back, even Graham seems unsure. It's like, do you want to, like, sidebar for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. He kind of, like, hugs your shoulders a little with his hands. If you could excuse us for a moment, Archon of the Brimstone Valley. And, this guy kind of takes a much deeper breath, kind of looking down at the two of you. And he moves, which kind of makes Graham flinch a little, but they just kind of like sit in the doorway, sitting cross-legged, almost meditating a little as they wait.
Mm-hmm.
Graham kind of pulls you back a little. Well, this sucks.
This does. There wasn't anything else we could have been asked to do.
He wants to make sure we're loyal, I suppose. Already not liking the concept of having to do something to someone. But we could try to... He kind of bites his thumb a little. Could try to...
I don't think I can ask him
Quinn.
nicely. I don't think there's anything I can do. Can you just nicely turn into an essence, since I was so friendly?
If we go up to Quinn with a different essence and ask if we could take care of it ourselves, he might let us get away with it. Not that tricking Quinn should be our first act, but this... I would feel better just letting this man go and telling him to leave while he can. We could ask Kovali if he has any spare essences we could buy. We could use some that we have, even. But avoiding a fight might be in our best interest, considering this man is the size of a door.
True.
With his weapon...
Well, we still need to get him out of here, even if...
We have spells, we could...
We can turn him invisible. But people will notice.
I
can cast Reduce on him and just put him in my book bag!
We could do something. What do you think? I do not want to fight this man for several reasons.
I don't want to fight this man either, because I don't think we'll come out on top. Diplomacy is our best bet.
Yeah, 1/8 this size still may not fit. Yeah. He just looks like a toddler.
Well, I mean, even a toddler is easier to sneak out, like an invisible toddler instead of an invisible giant man.
His footfalls would definitely sound a lot less like a huge man walking out next to you guys.
Yeah.
Like, even just the aura this man emits, like... You could tell if you're standing next to someone who was invisible of this size.
Yeah.
Could cast Fly on him as well. Just set him free. And if it's yours, he'll come back.
If he wasn't, then he was never yours.
Exactly.
I think that I can cast Reduce. Graham could cast Invisibility, and we can harbor this child-sized man out of here.
Alright,
What kind of? I'll look at my essences and see if there's one I can fork over.
There's one I have, but I would not want to let that one out of me in any way, shape, or form. Oswald's essence is staying with me, so no one else can use it.
I'll take off the lumberjack essence, and then the bark skin kind of just crumbles away. We can use this
You
one.
totally thought you were just like some bark lady?
Another prank! Another prank!
Oh, you're always pranking everyone, Adelaide.
Yeah. Alright, so it's decided. We should also make some flashy spell effects.
We should let him in on the plan. I don't think casting spells at him right now, he would crush my head with two fingers.
I'll go let him know.
Oh god.
Look, it's either this, or we just become one with the pavement here.
True.
And I'll go back up.
You are so brave, by the way. Just
Thank
pointing
you.
that out. Stans gets you back. The warrior kind of raises his eyelids as you reapproach. He cocks his head, just... Your skin is... You are no longer a tree.
Very observant. We have a way to get you out of here.
More than you have done already?
Yes. There are many people outside here, and if they saw you walk out of here, they would try to attack you. The both of us are wizards. We can use our magic to both shrink you down and turn you invisible. Make you easier to harbor out.
Roll a persuasion.
Alright, another charisma-based thing. Could I have advantage for this being an actually good plan?
Yeah, and Graham definitely backs you up. He kind of gestures back.
Yeah, persuasion, you said?
Yeah. With everything going on, my man, we might just want to get you out of here and get you home. Oh, an 11.
Not the best, but not the worst.
Ooh.
Perhaps we should make our stance here clear. I'm saying this because Adelaide didn't roll well. I think it adds to the situation. We were brought here to fight you, and we don't want to.
They kind of stand up, taking another deep breath of the new air that's seeping in through the doorway. I suspected dishonestry.
Well, I'm just clearing the air, so we're all on the same page. If we do this, and you can run off, you can do whatever you like. We'll just need to make it sound like there's a fight. So we'll create the illusion of spells. You can, I don't know, stomp the ground and make punching noises, and maybe yell out in pain. But we'll disguise you.
I do not know how to yell out in pain. Kind of raises a hand towards you and gestures you to come inside. Let us discuss this.
Okay. There's not too much to discuss. We also don't want people to get suspicious.
He nods slowly, kind of just like gesturing around the place. I didn't have time to clean up.
That's understandable. So, what do you think of the plan? Do you want to do it or not? I kind of need to know.
And steps in. The guy kind of goes up to what has probably been his bed for many years.
Mm-hmm.
The thought of killing the people who have captured me for these many years has been on my mind for a long time now. And he reaches down to his bed and kind of like just yanks it off of the wall, the bricks kind of breaking loose and the chains kind of rattling to the ground. But the thought of getting home is a much brighter thought. I'll go along with this plan.
Thank you. I'm going to cast a spell. It's going to hurt me a bit, but it's just for realism.
He nods, and then with like the ferocity that you were not really expecting, he lurches forward, letting out like a warrior's shout as he like shatters his bed against like the wall behind you, and just makes a whole ruckus.
Yeah. Adelaide will let out a scream of fear. And then I'm going to cast life transference on Graham. So it'll just hurt me, and Graham is at full hit points, so he'll be fine.
Oh yeah, all right, yeah.
Yeah. How much hurt does life transference do? 4d8 necrotic damage.
Okay. Oof.
Okay, I've got it all set up. I take 12 necrotic damage. Just
He looks very confused. The sound's going off and you screaming while like putting your hand on him.
Just, you lumbering fool! You'll pay for that! We're gonna prestidigitate some spell noises.
Yeah, Graham kind of gets into it. He starts throwing his own prestidigitations. That's like, from your side, you're just like kind of like throwing up lights in the air, but like it pans to the cultist and he just sees like lights exploding out from the doorway, the sound of these guys shouting, and a whole ruckus going on in here. Roll me deception or performance, I suppose?
It will not matter one bit which one I choose.
But roll with advantage since you are all three in on it.
Nice. I'll do performance because it's funny.
Alright. Probably would have just been easier to kill the cultist and leave anyway, but yeah, this will work.
But we came in with the people will be suspicious if we don't come out with the guy that brought us. What are we gonna say? Oh, he died. We're
just
sorry.
Bernie's him, you know? Like...
But he'll be dust. He'll be in essence. No body to weaken the birdies.
Alright. You make a performance. Let's see if this man specifically believes it. Alright, they have rolled. You're doing the reduce and invisible strat, I assume?
Yes.
Alright.
Maybe I could just prestidigitate a little, like some bruises, or maybe I'll tear up my coat a bit to look like I actually did get punched by a very large man. The guy's so small!
This is humiliating for a warrior of the valley.
Don't worry, it won't be for a long time. Okay, crap, make him invisible, I'm gonna laugh.
Graham throws something. Graham just shocking grasps himself to make his hair look like it's standing on end and stuff. He'll beans himself a little.
And then,
I
guess with the lumberjack essence in hand, I'm gonna stumble out of the cell and just fall on the ground. Just panting like, we did it!
And Graham stumbles out after as well, just looking, hair standing on end, looking like he just got beat up with all your tricks. And the coldest dude comes running over, kind of jostling his way through. But well, you lived.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah.
I didn't do nothing.
Can you get me a pick-me-up?
Come here. That's I feel the presence of the little man behind you. Oh god. Yeah, he'll give you both they got level 2s. So you will get unknown command, okay. Roll. He wants to know if you can get McDonald's on your way home. You get 17, Graham gets 12.
Nice. I'm back up to maximum.
Or us. Get out of here. Place gives me the creeps.
Yeah, let's go. And then I'll cast like mending to fix the coat that I tore up.
Graham slowly re-greases down his hair. And staying very close to you, the little man marches.
This is great.
And you get to the core, it's like, my weapon that has slain dragons. Finally.
There's no time for that. You're strong enough to just get out of here and don't tell anyone what happened.
So it kind of turns around, it's like, what?
Oh, my lungs. Oh, they were punched.
Alright, well, you two know the way out. Grab the big thing and I'll be waiting at the entrance. He makes his way out, not wanting to spend a moment more. You and Graham and the little man all carry the big spear.
Yeah.
He makes a remark that he would like his armor back, but considering neither of you can carry it in any way, shape, or form.
We can barely carry your spear. I don't think we can carry your armor.
I'll be back for it one day.
One day, yes, but first you leave.
Alright, you make your way out. The cleric locking all the doors back behind you. You cross the bridge with the little dude in tow. And you waddle your way back to the West Ward. Little man.
Could I, like, back when we were carrying the spear, could I have asked Little Man to just, like, I don't know, swim for it so he doesn't have to go back across the bridge?
To just go?
Yeah, to just book it, just leave.
Yeah? You want him to wait anyway? You just tell him to get out?
Just get out, don't set foot here again. Maybe come back in a bit. But like before we cross this bridge, he just needs to be gone because there's so many people here.
All right.
So many people that would hurt us if they found out we lied.
Do you give him any good tips on a way out of this country? Either by the pirates or the bridge was gone. The other boat you left at the other docks, you might be able to one-man that. Or if you just want him to wait somewhere. Good skincare.
He could wait at the Vatican. I guess.
Yeah, if
so he doesn't get eaten by bats. Yeah, I'll just like point him in the direction, and then.
Yeah, as you're crossing the bridge, the cleric's way ahead of you, and you can hear them like taking deep breaths of like ocean air for the first time. Since you shrunk them, he probably like wiggled out of the irons that he was stuck in.
Yeah.
And yeah, I will never forget this, you two. And you just hear like,
okay.
As a tiny man jumps into the water.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye, little man.
Goodbye, little man.
God
in a big man's world.
He takes away your big man privilege. Alright, yeah, and you two, with lumberjack essence and spear in hand, go marching down to where Quinn is still waiting. He looks at you, sees the spear, and sees an essence. Okay, he looks a little impressed in how quick it was and how fine you both look.
I don't know if Big Blue up there gives the clerics an extra boost, but I mean I feel great, all things considered.
I'm glad it wasn't too much of a hassle.
Yeah, I'm just a little surprised that you sent two wizards who can't throw a punch to go deal with a big punching man.
He was locked in a cell. Like shooting fish in a barrel, I assumed.
I mean, you should have seen it. He was saving the last of his strength. He ripped the door off his hinges. After a minute.
After a minute.
After a minute. I mean, we were doing the thing you told us to do, and then something went wrong. Should I roll a deception check? 'Cause I'm lying. I mean... Was that a yes on the deception check?
Yeah, roll me a loose one.
Yeah, just to determine how funny it is.
Yeah.
Oh!
You are rolling really good deceptions.
When it matters, yeah!
You can see a little bit of confusion and a tiny bit of distrust. Like, he's not sure if you're just, like, playing it up or... Like, you definitely get some inclination of something, just you're acting weird, but you have the spear and you have an essence, so he doesn't really press too much. He kind of holds out his hand gesturing for either of them. He doesn't really make a gesture for one in specific.
Yeah. Since I'm in front, I'll, like, kind of shove the spear towards him.
Yeah, Graham will kind of lever it for you as well. And Quinn will... It seems like they've got a little bit of strength even though they're small, but like it's still like there's no way this tiny man could wield this easily without magic. And You see him kind of like his eyes kind of glint as you think he casts a spell on it to confirm it.
Uh-oh, like identify.
Yeah. That is their weapon.
Oh no.
Brilliant. Oh no.
I think my connection is getting
I think you're getting
a bit weird.
Oh no, you're back for now.
Okay, are things back?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Quinn says that is the weapon.
Yeah.
That's the last thing I heard.
That's all it really says. He kind of...
Yeah.
He places on the ground. He doesn't want to hold this, really.
Well, now what?
Well, you hand me the essence, I can be done with it.
Uh-oh. We enter bullet time as I try to think, is there a way I can sell this?
Yeah, Graham kind of like leans in, kind of looking a bit exhausted from the encounter. Be done with it. You can destroy them? He kind of looks over at it. And Quinn kind of looks over at it. Well, it wasn't necessarily
I assume you wanted us
it.
to destroy it. I thought that was the plan. You don't want it bothering you anymore.
You two know how to destroy one?
Mm-hmm.
Roll a deception. Graham will give you advantage because he's like, yeah, of course we know how to destroy them. Unless you want him to roll with advantage, I suppose.
Could have been worse. I guess, okay, if Quinn is like, he sees that we're lying, I'll be the first to crack. So, okay, we just wanted to look impressive. We don't know how to destroy an essence. Can you tell us at least?
You prepare yourself for this as you feel like you have thinly veiled your lie. But as you're about to say it, he kind of nods. Suppose you've gone thus far, and you have proved that you are willing to help. As long as it doesn't get into the hands of anyone else, feel free to keep it, or destroy it, or whatever you want. It's a weapon that's more dangerous, really.
Well, thank you.
If he gets out, I'm sure he would be displeased anyway, since you killed him, and then he'll be your problem again.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it's in your best interest not to let him out.
Don't worry about that. I don't know. Maybe with this I'll be strong enough to pick up the spear. Who knows?
The spear is coming with me.
I knew I was making a joke. I'm sorry.
Well, I am the fool now.
So what comes next?
Considering the plan still has a few days or weeks still to come to fruition, I don't expect your friends will be welcoming you back with open arms.
No, they won't.
Nor do you want to hide out in the city with everything going on. There are spare rooms in the castle, should you want to hold up in there till we can figure out how to perhaps alter this spell to work for multiple people, or at least tell me what it is you would want me to change when things go back.
Well, that's very generous of you, my liege.
He kind of squints. He's not liking the whole, after everything that's happened, people to be
okay,
referring
Quinn,
to that.
then. Okay. I'm just trying to be nice. God.
Save it for when we're back.
All right. So to the castle?
He nods, reaching down and attempting to drag the spear with him now. You three head up the middle staircase in the center of the city. There are a few cultists hanging about. There are fiends flying about, but they all seem to ignore you. You get to like the open kind of large garden area in front of the castle. And as you're walking through there, as I don't have it set up yet, roll me a perception or investigation as you're walking through there.
All right.
It's just like the front walkway to the main gate of the castle.
Investigation. 10.
Not too much. You can tell that like a battle had occurred in this front lawn area. And it looks like there's like scorch marks and like what looks like just magic was slung about here. But it seems long ago since that has happened. And Quinn pays it no mind, and Graham's autopiloting, so...
Yeah.
Eventually you get into the place, into the castle, and he kind of takes you into one of the wings where there are many bedrooms. We will get to this hallway. A hallway that looks like it hasn't been used in a long time. There's like dust and just cold air that's stagnant. Just resting in the air, cobwebs lining just about every corner a spider could hide in. And a kind of door each side, kind of checkerboarding the hallway as you go. There is a kitchen, but I'm not sure what food you will find there.
Have you not been to the castle much?
I only stay to my study. It's a large castle. I don't need to use all of it.
I'll just awkwardly look at, like, the paintings or something. Yeah. Just so I don't have to look at Quinn.
Yeah, he kind of nods. I'll deal with this spear, you two make yourselves at home.
Thank you.
He gives a nod.
Yeah, I'll go see what's up with this room.
When zoots off into the ether, Graham will kind of
You can walk through walls?
Oh, yeah.
No way!
It's his castle, dude. He's back to the castle. You open this door to another very cold, dust-filled room that you think you have to prestidigitate a few times to clear up.
Pew, pew.
Graham seems to find his own one in similar make. There is a window kind of facing out across into some more of the castle. Or the castle grounds, rather. And as you're cleaning up your place, Graham kind of loiters by the door. So what is it now? What do we do? What do you think we should do from here?
Play nice?
Nods. I think I might write up a list of things I might like to be changed.
That's clever. I might do the same.
Do you really plan to go back with him?
I just don't want to be here when that thing goes off.
That is fair.
And I assume that, whatever comes out of that thing isn't going to make... I mean, nowhere's going to be safe, probably. I may be assuming the worst, but, I mean, it never hurts to plan for everything.
What else could we assume in this case? If time does work the two ways we think it does, either this timeline stops existing or it's thrown into chaos once that thing is let out. Not wanting to be here for either of them makes sense.
Are you having second thoughts?
Not really. Just... I don't think I'd want to remember any of this if I was to go back. Remember that I wasted 20 or so years of my life being spiteful, trying to kill one man, then for all this to happen. I think I would enjoy things much more knowing that... well, not knowing any of this.
I couldn't decide if I would want to remember. I mean, I don't have any fond memories of this place, but... I mean, the only thing I would want to change, I kind of have to remember for that, don't I?
I suppose.
It might be... If that is the case, it'll be my burden to bear. Let's say that.
That is fair. A lot of my issues are very tied with this place. Oswald's gone and my family is okay, that's good enough for me. I'm not sure how out of the way Quinn plans to go to help whoever it is you are planning to help.
Well, I think I need a bit to tidy this place up. Not as warm as the Vatican, but it'll do.
He nods. Good luck, should that happen.
And good luck to you as well.
He gives a half-hearted smile and kind of closes the door as he wanders back to his room.
I'll dust off the bed.
Hmm?
I will lie down on it, look at the ceiling, and then just think.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You spend a while in your room, waiting, short resting if you want to do any arcane recoveries or...
Yeah, might as well.
any short rest thing. And eventually it does get kind of dusk. The sun disappears behind the thicker clouds at the horizon. The moon starts to creep in. And you feel like now might be a good time to kind of snoop around the castle, maybe get some lowdown on what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You get the insinuation that Quinn might have left to go do something. He probably tells you that he's off to go do something.
Yeah, I'll finish patching up my outfit. And then just we'll wander around. We'll see what's up. I mean, if Quinn's not going to use the castle, I might as well see what's up.
Yeah. You do know that he did tell you and Graham not to go into his study, as there is... it is his study, and he doesn't like anyone intruding on it. But you wander around. It's dusty, it's lonely, it's empty. There's many floors to it that are just unused. Some even boarded off just for cold, keep the cold out of those areas, keep heat in other areas. But as you kind of get to the central kind of interior courtyard of the place, you start hearing this kind of like just humming. Like some kind of like device is on.
Oh, I'll head on over. I imagine Adelaide's ears just kind of like perk up.
Yeah, that's this definite sound, this frequency kind of reverberating through the holes as you get closer to this courtyard. And as you kind of wander over to it, you can see that the blue glow of the egg is like very vibrant in this courtyard, as it is like directly below where the egg is.
Woohoo.
And the blueness of the glow is like pierced by this red glow coming from this device that seems to be humming. This courtyard that looks like it was once housing trees and plants and flowers has been like overrun with wires and piping and alchemical equipment. As this is just emanating this like ominous hum that just doesn't sound safe.
Well, I guess I'll try to figure what's even going on.
Yeah, roll me an Arcana, I suppose? Or Alchemy or something if you have that. I'm not sure if you have Alchemy, but it might be of the same thing. But with a 20, yeah, you can tell that this device doesn't necessarily have much to do with the thing above it.
Mm-hmm.
This seems like some sort of weapon, almost. A very dangerous device that Quinn has created. A lot of money looks like it was spent in this. These large vats full of just these like red arcane liquid are kind of bubbling. And there's this rather large gem kind of in the center of this like circular pillar. And it's like kind of slightly levitating above it. And there's this like red lightning kind of crackling around it as it's humming. You could tell that if this thing was like set off, or like however it is set off, it would destroy a lot. Like this thing,
Whoa.
with the amount of alchemical supplies and the vibrancy of it, and like you recognize the liquid as this like very dangerous compound, this gem as some kind of catalyst for something. This is almost like a nuclear bomb in alchemical form.
Oh no! And if it were to go off, I don't know if I'll be able to tell this, would it just kind of explode all around it, or aimed at a certain spot?
It looks like it could potentially be aimed. That's what like the crystal might be used for.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like right now, if it was activated, it would just explode in a huge AoE that would probably envelop, if not the entire town, all the way up to like the bridge you came in on. Like this looks like a nuke.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
You feel like maybe it's a deterrent for the thing, just in case like it hatches and things go awry. Quinn might be planning to just nuke it, just blow it up.
Might be part of the spell, who knows?
Would be
Or
part
the way
of
to get
spell.
the energy.
Yeah, you are not sure at all without anything telling you, really. All that would be is your best guess.
I guess I'll try to, like, for lack of a better term, like, burn the images into my mind. Just make sure I remember what it looks like, what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Makes my eye contact for a little.
Yeah, just scanning.
Scanning nuclear bomb.
Yeah. It looks dangerous and looks like it cost a lot. Like, this, the gem, the alchemical ingredients, like, would have probably drained their entire, like, vault. And only someone with a lot of money could get something like this.
Yeah. I'll make sure no one's watching me. Can I just do, like, a quick spin around?
Yeah, roll a perception.
Normal perception.
You are not. No one seems to be around.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely not gonna touch it. That could only end badly. So I guess I'll go investigate somewhere else.
The only other real place you think you might get answers would be Quinn's study, if you trust yourself enough to be able to snoop there without being caught or risk Quinn finding out you're snooping.
I think it's too soon. It's too close in proximity to my previous lie. So I should probably just go to sleep and then not potentially cause more problems. It really wouldn't look good if I were caught snooping.
Not really, no.
Not really. So I guess I'll just go back to my room.
You go back. You have a night's sleep, whether it's restless or not. That is completely up to how Adelaide feels at this moment.
Probably not good.
Yeah. And eventually it does get to the very early morning. I suppose, what is the plan from here? What's Adelaide trying to seek out at this point?
I guess find Quinn, see what he's doing today. And then I really want to know what's in his study. I can go up to him and like offer my assistance if we're dealing with matters of the arcane. I'm somewhat of a scientist myself.
Roll a persuasion. You kind of catch him at some point and ask if you can, like maybe you're sitting down to help or discuss. Oh my god. Oh damn. Well, that's epic. Yeah, what do you offer to help with specifically?
Well, he said that, adjustments will need to be made to the spell. I'm not as familiar with chronomancy as other forms of magic, but I'm sure if I get a look at what's going on here, I can put pieces together. Maybe bringing in a fresh set of eyes might help.
Yeah, against all their better judgment, they do.
It's because Adelaide's outfit is so nice, so crisp. She made a good second impression.
You've really helped at this point, and with Graham admitting to Quinn and you in the moment that he doesn't wish to go back with you guys, and just is relying on either of you to carry out what he wants to happen, and make sure he lives a normal life with his family, he is more than okay with just helping make sure this goes off. But you offer to help Quinn more extensively, and he does offer you a chance to go into his study while he isn't around, just to kind of read up on stuff and get on the same page as he is.
I politely accept.
Alright.
Well, it would be so funny if, like, while that conversation is taking place, it's in like a hallway that has a portrait of like Quinn and then Antoine and then Oswald.
Yeah, like you're all talking underneath a big picture of each of you. Once again,
just for the drama.
The baronets and the and Antoine's.
Ilmaris,
yeah, that's your dad's name. Yeah. Your last name is your father's name. Well, I guess that's how...
Adelaide Antoine.
Yeah, that's how the Vikings did it, I suppose. It was just Antoine's son. But he goes off and gives you the key to his study. Graham...
That was his mistake.
Yeah, Graham remarks that he's tired and exhausted. Looks like he hasn't gotten much sleep.
Yeah.
In fact, you just find him at some point just asleep on one of the couches after talking. He's just like full on, like dad asleep on the couch, just dead. And you wander your way into his office. You find a well-kept room. The light from the egg kind of bleeding in through the windows that are all like kind of barred shut. Looks like they were added somewhat recently. A fireplace that seems to be just smoldering. A few bookcases and a desk with a few loose books hanging around it.
I immediately go for the desk where all the recent work is.
You find on the desk, a lot of it just seems to be other books, but you can see one kind of written by someone who you can assume is Quinn. And kind of laying on the table around it is this rather large gemstone that looks out of this world. It looks like no other gemstone you've seen before. It's like got multiple colors in it. It's wild looking. And you can read through Quinn's notes. Roll me a investigation to see how kind of quickly you're kind of getting through this stuff. Not the quickest, but no one's stopping you.
Yeah, still caught off guard from the conversation earlier.
Yeah. You surmise that the time for when the egg hatches is pretty soon. He thinks that it'll have enough power to be able to cast the spell and get him back to when he wants. Very soon. You find in the notes that he plans to use a heavily modified dominate creature spell to take control of it momentarily to send himself back. And should the timelines not be what he wants, he does plan to set off the explosion to kill the creature. Should this timeline continue, at least it won't live and run amok in the world he leaves behind. You think he has a contingency in that respect, but you do find the gemstone you think is a part of this modified dominate creature spell, but you don't know where the scroll is. And the only thing locked in this room is the chest by the side of the table. And you were to think if you had the scroll and the gem looks like if he was to try and find another one of this gem, it would take forever. This gem is nigh one of a kind, and why you think it would be so hard to duplicate the spell for more than one person. You'd need almost another one of these gems. But you do think if he doesn't have these, then his plan goes back very far and he wouldn't have anything else really to do other than come up with a different plan on how he's going to do this very quickly.
Well, then it was his mistake to let me in here.
Mm-hmm.
Could I cast Identify on the gem? I won't worry about ritual, so...
Yeah, you cast it. You can tell that it is some kind of gemstone, but, with it, you can tell it's got no real magical properties, other than just, like, the innate magical properties most gems in this world have to control, like, automatons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's even the smallest of gemstones can do that. But, like, giving a rough estimate to the value of something like this could be, like, in... like the 9 millions of gold worth of assets put into this one gem, and it looks natural. Like, it's not synthetic, it's not created, it looks like an ornate, one-of-a-kind gem.
I don't know what to do.
You are looking down at the key to this man's plan.
Is there anything more about his contingency plan?
Roll me another investigation. And I suppose what you're trying to figure out while looking for this.
I guess if there's a way to aim it just at the creature and not explode the entire kingdom?
You feel like he had kind of thought about that? And it would be a kind of harder adjustment to make. Like, you'd need a few more alchemical tools and the right people to set them up for something so volatile.
Mm-hmm.
You think you could maybe do it? But he decided not to, as a aimed laser requires someone to aim it, and it could miss. So his idea just to blow everything up, he feels is a lot more safer of a bet.
Yeah.
He does mention that he will, like, he made a note to warn everyone before it's going to go off and give them ample time to leave, should they want to. But you haven't heard anything from him.
If the plan fails, then the thing's already hatched.
Yeah.
So methinks that won't work.
No, when he plans to, like, set it loose himself,
Oh, okay.
But if this key to his plan was to go, then yeah, you're not sure what he would plan to do.
I'm procrastinating. Oh. If I destroy that thing,
Mm-hmm.
then there is, like, no going back.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say, oops, it slipped out of my hand. I'm sorry, Quinn.
It would probably, you think it would take quite a lot of force to break as well. You think, like, an accidental break of this thing could not happen. Like, it's not that fragile.
How secure do the windows look?
They are, like, barred iron. So, like, whether you have something to remove iron bars from a window, you're not sure. Well, I'm not sure.
Reduce on them.
Because they're bolted into the wall, it might just warp the hell out of them, but...
That would still work.
Yeah, that would move, it would, like, give you enough room to get out of the window, I suppose, or stage, like, a break-in, almost.
Yeah. This is just a course of action I could take. I could summon Penny.
Mm-hmm.
I could cast invisibility on Penny. I could give Penny the shiny rock. And I could just tell Penny to, like, throw it in the ocean or something.
Yeah. You are not sure what Quinn would do if this goes away?
Well, blame me. That is the only outcome.
You're not sure, like, what other plan he might set in motion? Whether he would go, like, full-on just destroy everything mode? You're not sure if he's stable enough not just to set off the nuke anyway out of spite or something?
Yeah.
You're not sure how he will react to this missing?
I assume Quinn's in the mindset of, well, if I can't have it, no one... This is good information.
There's something in you just telling you to cut and run. Just grab this, run.
Yeah. I could just grab this. I could crawl out the window. I could cast fly on myself. And I could just go. I can foil his plans.
At the very least, at least you know this exists.
That's true. It would be too hasty to steal this.
Mm-hmm.
I think Quinn would notice that there's a flying lady around.
A flying lady.
How about the chest? I mean, I assume that's where the scroll is kept and it's locked, but it's just like a sturdy make?
Yeah, without casting any magic, it just looks like a well-locked chest.
Yeah. There's no one else to fill the void of silence. I legit don't know what to do. The smart thing is to not do anything. It's to pretend I did research and to go back to Quinn and be like, hey, I don't mean you will, my guy.
We're best friends.
We're best friends. I, who famously have friends. You're one of them. That's what I'll do.
Mm-hmm.
Having learned about the presence of this gem, what type of spell he's going to cast in the first place, and the contingency plan, that's a lot I didn't know before.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go walk out.
Alright, where do you head when you leave?
I really should get the gem.
Yeah, you know that you're gonna have to give this key back to Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Whether there was like an arcane lock as well, you're not sure. I mean, you could probably just throw an identifier at it and find out, but... You know.
I think I've learned all I can here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is time to leave. And I think since he would already kind of know if I just suddenly left, then it would be smart to take the key to his plan. But if that thing hatches anyway, he could still just blow up the city. It's that or try to find it. And wherever I brought it, he would find it. I think I need to just leave, because the thing will hatch no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can avoid an altercation, then I should.
From the notes, you definitely don't think... Like, his plan is to hatch it. Like, there's no insinuation to let it hatch naturally.
Oh, he has to like actively make the choice to hatch it?
Yeah, you think he's waiting for it to have like the minimum amount of power it needs to cast the spell.
Okay.
Because if he was to let it like fully grow, it would probably like consume worlds. Like this thing is dangerous.
Gotcha. Okay. I think I was under a misconception. In that case, I'm gonna take the gem. I will do the thing you've been hinting at me to do for like 20 minutes.
It's the key. It's
the key.
It's in the moment. It makes sense.
Yeah. I think, yeah. I just need to leave. I'm gonna take the gem. I'm gonna open the window. I'm going to cast Fly on myself. I am leaving.
Yeah, so you open the window, let the cold breeze in, you throw reduce at it, I assume, and it kind of warps and bends until there's enough room for you especially to kind of wiggle out.
Yeah.
And you grab the gem and start flying. Where are you heading?
Good question. Definitely out of the city. I guess the only way out of the city is just to the west. That's where everything else is. So I'll just head there.
Yeah, like right now you are like on like the top end of the city. This castle kind of looks out across the ocean itself. So like heading like back down all the stairs is like out, like, or you're heading out into like open sea.
Yeah.
But you could head towards the pirates, the prison, or the Barbican, I guess, are the three locations.
Yeah.
Depending how long fly lasts, you could potentially reach... How far away was the lighthouse? That took you like a day to get
10 minutes.
There. Yeah, you might not be able to make it all the way to the lighthouse, but...
Yeah. I do have multiple, like, third-level spell slots.
Yeah.
At the very least, I'll head in the direction of the Barbican.
Alright.
It's probably better to be flying over, like, land or something. I don't want to, like, drown.
that is very true.
Yeah.
You take off. You start flying up. There are a few fiends about, but they seem to not really expect a wizard to be in the sky. So none of them are really paying too much attention to the sky above them. But as you are flying, roll me a perception.
Gotcha. Oh. Not bad.
But you definitely see it. You're flying and you can kind of hear the carnage below, but you check your surroundings and you can see, if my computer wants to not die, let's like move you to another place, I suppose, where it's like just water. I don't matter. I ain't got nothing for it. You see a brown blur kind of swooping right at you.
It's the eagle! It's the eagle!
A eagle hawk thing seems to have been watching and waiting for you. And seeing you out in the sky, they are like just darting towards you.
Do I have enough time to throw a spell at it?
Yeah, with your perception and you kind of catching it just before it can really make it to you, go ahead, throw a spell at it.
Yeah. Well, it's just a familiar. It doesn't have that many hit points.
It's just a familiar.
It's just a familiar. It's just a familiar is what Adelaide thinks. So I'll throw a chromatic orb at it.
All right.
Wait, that's just a... Oh yeah, there we go. 27 to hit, 21 damage.
As you are getting ready to cast this spell, its talons kind of reach out and it like lets out this screech, and your spell fizzles.
Uh-oh.
You've felt this before. You feel like this Eagle Hawk just countered your spell.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like Quinn's Hawk is kind of epic.
Kind of an epic gamer. And
it continues to just dart towards you.
Well, if it can cast counter spell, who's to say it can't cast dispel magic, which would send me hurtling to the ground? Can I cast banishment on the hawk?
Roll initiative, I suppose.
Okay.
Let's see.
Since I'm by myself, I get to make all the bad decisions.
Very, very, very true.
Yes.
Non-hostile. We're very hostile now, I guess. Let's grab. Turn order. 14. We don't really need it. Alright, yeah, so you get another spell attempt off. Though you feel like if they counted it once, they might be able to counter it again. And you feel like, considering the eagle knows what you're doing, you think Quinn knows what you're doing.
Yeah. I think I should focus on getting away. So instead of using my action to cast a spell, I'm going to take the dash action to just fly even faster. And I have a fly speed of 60 feet, so I move 120 feet away from the castle.
They will also be dashing after you. I don't think they can use an action, but you are going to be pestered until you stop. Action doesn't have any way to stop. Does he have any bonus things he can do? Because he was definitely 60 feet. Well, if they travel 60, you would be 120 away from them. So let's see if they have any 120 feet spells they could throw at you. They're trying to bring you down. They're trying to get you.
Yeah.
That's that. Well, I guess they could just do that. I mean, they don't want you to get away. So I think they're gonna use... They're gonna go all out with their spells.
Just this once.
Just this once.
100% of my power.
I think this hawk, through Quinn and his crazy spells and whatever archetype I've given him that lets him do this bullshit, his hawk is going to cast Time Stop so it can catch up to you. Because Quinn, you feel like now he might have left the gem there as bait to, like, see what you would do. And realizing you're very quick is kind of panicking now and doesn't want you to get away or get to the Babican without him. So yeah, he's gonna use his biggest spell that he used last time to attempt to do some crazy shit. 1d4 plus 1. Actually, no. Oh, okay. So he just has 5 rounds. Okay, time stop. That's why you're a level 9 spell. That's what happens when you study chronomancy.
It ends if he, like, casts a damaging spell, right?
Yeah, but, you know... You do remember the combo we did on Silas, so...
I know!
I think you have to be willing for Mind Blake, don't you? Wait, what did I use on him? No, it wasn't Mind Blake, it was the feeble one.
Feeble Mind.
Yeah, I was thinking of the wrong one.
Yeah, let me help you help me.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean,
thank you.
help you hurt me. There we go.
Look, you're falling is all I'm saying. Oh, Feeble Mind's 150 feet. He didn't even need to time stop. But I guess, you know, lest you get away anyway. Yeah, so... I guess you gotta make an intelligence saving throw. Which is probably insane for you. So yeah, you managed to resist the Feeble Mind, but you still do take 4d6 damage.
Okay.
So you take 12, and we'll have to make me a Constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on...
yeah, DC 10?
DC 10, yeah. As your brain hurting. Ooh, you're still flying, but in the rounds, the hawk is now, like, gripped onto your shirt and is, like, going with you. It's mad. It's gonna peck you, but it's your turn now.
Okay. Can I cast Misty Step to get away from the hawk?
Maybe that would get you 30 feet away.
Yeah, but the hawk wouldn't be on me.
Yeah, you'd at least be non-grappled.
Yeah. I'll use my bonus action to do that.
Well, it's not gonna let you.
Does it cast counterspell?
It does. It squawks again. It's mad.
I should probably fly downwards.
Yeah, lest you you fail your check, you probably don't want to be falling too far, unless you're feather fall.
Do I? That's a good question. I don't.
Ooh.
So yeah, we're gonna fly towards the ground as fast as we can.
Yeah, they can't really
because
stop
I
you
don't
from
want to
moving.
fall and break all my bones. Because if I cast fly again, the hawk can counterspell it. So,
which you don't want.
Yeah, let's get my feet on the ground. That's the top priority right now.
All right, we'll say you're at least like 30-ish feet above the ground. You probably weren't sticking too high up.
Mm-hmm.
But what is old Quinn gonna do? What's he gonna do to? Yeah, he's just gonna dispel. Yeah, you're using fly. He's just gonna dispel it. Dispel and that spell.
Yeah. Does he dispel it before I decide to like go down for a landing?
No, you're already like coming close to the ground. So like you probably won't fall incredibly far.
Mm-hmm.
For each spell above 4th level, so fly's 3rd. So I think it just clicks.
So it just happens.
Yeah, roll a acrobatics or athletics to see how like gracefully you land, or you don't.
Okay. The answer is no.
Yeah, you kind of like the floor underneath you giving way. You tumble to the ground, and you kind of eat cobblestone a little, and are grounded. Let's go to a grounded map. As
Yay!
for everyone's convenience, I think you land among a distasteful sort. Put you here. Let's grab bird. That's not a bird at all. That's like a starfighter from Star Wars. Thank you, Roll20. Bird.
I love this bird that's gonna like murder me. It's such
Dude,
a cool
this bird is insane. You land in the lower central area. You got pretty far from them, but let's get rid of all this. And move all that. What are you there? You tumbled pretty badly, so let's roll a d6 for every above 10 feet. You probably won't take too much. Yeah, you take 9 tumble damage.
Okay.
As you hit the pavement. And you can see...
You don't need to worry about keeping concentration.
No, you can see you're very close to the Barbican. And it's almost a short jog away. The only problem is you are now among a few fellas who were out summoning creatures, who were out killing folk and hunting.
Yeah.
And battered and bruised from being taken out of the air, the hawk kind of just like gripping into your clothes, kind of just lets out a very affirmative squawk, very angry and vicious sound, as you see many cultists around you and slowly coming to investigate what is happening. And I think with that visage of the cultists approaching you, Adelaide, out of curiosity and with a little bit of malice, is where we will end the Adelaide alone adventure.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Uh-huh.
You're in trouble, dude.
I didn't expect getting away to work. I could not have predicted Magic Bird.
Dude, this dude has had a lot of time to study weird magic. He has a lot of points put into Magic Bird.
Damn, I should have respect.
Oh, dude, for real. Well, we'll have to decide where Adelaide is next time. When hopefully the party is reunited. Never expected
But they
Magic
don't know anything about that, because they better not be watching.
Yeah, you guys better not be watching, I swear.
You know, watch.
I am clenching my fists right now. None of the players better watch this or be watching this, we say at the end of 2.5 hours. So they've probably already watched it all if they're here for us to threaten them. yeah. We'll have to decide among ourselves where you are, while the party were among us. Let's go play Among Us, dude.
I will, taking the magic gem and leaving the castle, that was pretty sus.
It was pretty...
So Graham didn't call an
did.
emergency meeting.
Graham didn't want to,
Not
dude.
Graham, Quinn. It's fine. They're both crazy.
They're both trying to blow up the world, so... You vented in a way by crushing the window. I don't know. God damn. Alright. Well, we'll get out of here.
Well, yeah, thanks folks for watching this really, impromptu thing.
How many times have you done a one-on-one D&D session? I don't do one-on-ones too often. It's neat. Oof.
Well, I'm energized. I'm pumped.
Oh, dude, next sessions are gonna be wild.
Yeah, for real. Oh
they
my
gotta
gosh.
go deal with the people after Lex, and then wherever they plan to go after that. And what happens to Adelaide?
Who knows?
We'll see. We'll see as I develop hiccups for some reason at the end of this. Well, thank you for offering me your Friday night for us to go through these shenanigans.
Thank you for your morning. I don't know what day it is over there.
Saturday? I don't know. Oof.
Yeah. Well, how about we get out of here?
Yeah, you got a lot of information to tell the others if they find you.
Yeah. But oh wait, I'm a day in the future.
Yeah, you are technically a day in the future. You waited at least one day. We'll see. Mm-hmm. We'll see if we can manage to get the timelines to sync up.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, let's get out of here. See you guys next time for week 42. For more of this mess. See yous! Bye-bye!